Your next pet.
Dipty. I just think it's funny.
It is a fun name.
Dipty. Don't you think it's fun?
Yes.
Not as much fun as I have.
You don't?
I guess.
I know, I have to always say dipty. Dipty, dipty. So, it's day 13. It's day 13. And we
we're going a
love
little
saying
crazy today.
dipty. It was a hard day. A good day, hard day.
It was a great day.
And now we're a little nutty.
It made us a little nutty. It was very emotionally taxing.
Yeah. We find that we get a little crazy, a little weirded out when I think it helps us cope.
Yeah.
It does.
Should lead us off today with a little prayer. No, lead us off today.
We started off today with a little egg sandwich. Steve was making egg sandwiches when we all got up.
You liked it that much, huh?
Nobody had yogurt today. It was a non-yogurt
I was
day.
already flipping the eggs when everybody came out.
Yeah.
And it took us 2 Ubers to finally get somebody to take us. We had an Uber, and then all of a sudden it was like, why is he over there? And then he
Driving
canceled.
away, and then he canceled.
And he got a new one.
And then the other guy took forever. He went down and see his car spinning on the map.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy either. There's been a lot of unhappy Uber drivers lately.
Well, he wasn't
Yeah.
very good.
And it may have been because of, Republic Day, holdovers. But we got to school.
We got to school early.
We
So it
got
wasn't-
there early. And it was all locked up. Like usually we can undo the chain a little bit and slip
This
in.
chain was tight.
It was wrapped double. And then there was all these strangers in the school.
I don't know what.
I didn't know they were.
Like another family
We were
living in
taking a
there.
bath.
Yeah,
We
so
taking a shower outside.
finally Mrs. Bahadur saw us and she opened the gate. But our kids were all late today.
Really late.
Yeah.
Like almost a half an hour.
Yeah. Which threw us off.
Yeah. And it wasn't even like they were late and then they just sat there. No, they were late and then groups of them would go off.
They
and
just start walking
walking
around.
around the complex and be like, no, you need to stay. We're going to leave soon.
It was weird because they've been very excited to get everything started, but today was just, the whole feeling was,
And then
Yeah.
it kind of affected us too.
It did.
They got there and we were like, oh.
Yeah, because we all agreed, Amanda, don't teach your thing on peace. Let's wait till
yeah, you're going to
class
do your
because so many
peace
were gone.
lesson. You're going to do your peace lesson, but we only had half a class there when we were going to start.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than preparing something and then nobody show up for it. So
Yeah.
we waited, and that was much better.
It would feel very peaceful to talk about peace.
Yeah, which was funny.
It was kind of an ironic day. Nothing was peaceful about today.
So we went on the photo walk. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we chose to do the more peaceful photo walk, which is kind of a repeat, but we said we'd do it a little different today, right? So we said we'd take more time and stop and smell the roses along the way.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just a controlled, it wasn't a free-for-all thing. It was we'd stop somewhere and then everyone would get the same kind of picture, use the same concept and the same, oh, I got another bite.
The photo walk was fine. The kids just weren't as motivated this morning.
Right.
And they were really tired. And we had one student that got home at 4 a.m. from her sister's wedding.
Yeah.
Right.
And then left at 6 to come to school.
Yeah, because she has to ride an hour. So she got 2 hours or less of sleep.
Yes.
And it just seemed like all the kids were sleeping, kind of dragging a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all woke up a little dragging, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It was the weekend, recovery.
From our wild partying here in Kolkata.
But it was nice controlling it. I just downloaded the photos, and they look, if nothing else, they look sharper. There's less of that crooked and whale wobbly and so.
Sorry, just the thought of something that happened on the photo walk.
So we made it down to the river.
Yeah, we made it down to the.
And then we went back. It was uneventful, and then we went back to school.
So down at the
there was
end of
nothing to see.
the road is there's a little temple and a ghat, which is where they bathe and worship. So I'm doing a Facebook Live right at that point, and all of a sudden,
And I like to say hi to people.
what's really interesting is I'm doing the Facebook Live, and I turn around to show all the kids behind me, and there was nobody. I'm doing it by myself. There's no kids around me. Where did they go? Well, I look over, and there's Muscle Man Barons talking with the muscle men of India, right? And these guys are
Like wearing loincloths and
no, they
underwear.
weren't even doing that. They were wearing see-through underwear.
The one guy was wearing a loincloth type
Yeah.
thing, and the other guy was wearing his underwear
So
and a wife beater shirt.
luckily, I went over there while the Facebook Live was going, and they're throwing down a challenge to strongman Barons that he has to do some bench pressing.
It's that problem of where we've talked about this all day. The guys are saying stuff to me, and I'm like, "What are they saying?" They're like, "Oh, nothing."
And you always say, "Okay."
Yeah.
Just when you don't understand what they're saying, you always say, "Okay."
Next thing I know,
So they're throwing down
the guy's
challenge,
going,
and now he's like, "Lay down on the
lay
table."
on there, and they're putting weights over me to do a bench press. And the man in me had to do it.
So, but that wasn't the funny part.
But
because
the man in him had to be right by my head.
I knew you could bench press the stuff.
Oh.
But here's the problem: is the guy had tidy blues underwear on that were very revealing. Right?
And I lean back,
And you lean back, and he's spotting you.
I close my eyes.
But he's spotting you with his whole crotch on your forehead,
Just
literally
about.
laying on your forehead.
So just
And the nice thing, this was all on Facebook Live, and your wife was wondering what in the world is going on.
she wanted to write something. She said so bad, but she's like, I just couldn't.
So we see you going, "Ah!" and realizing that the guy's crotch is on your forehead. It was
And all the
crotch-
kids are
and
standing
all the,
around
and, yeah,
taking
all the kids are in
pictures.
circles, and the kids are all like zooming in on your forehead.
I mean, you made it to 10, so.
I did the 10, yeah. So they put more weights on, and I'm thinking, I ain't doing any more. I was like, this is where I walk away. Then we had to watch the big guy do more weights.
And the big guy really had nothing much to.
Yeah.
Just imagine you take an old sheet and you wrapped it around your waist and then you wrapped it one between your crotch and you tied it. It was kind of like a sumo-y.
I think on the live I
linen.
did say, "Sorry, folks, this one is not PG."
Oh, it was funny. And then it's like, take a picture. Like, yeah, how? So that was
I
fun.
did anyway. I've got some interesting ones.
And I love the holy man that yelled at the kids.
Oh, he was going off. This guy was sweeping, right? He was out in front of the temple, like sweeping very aggressively.
Quite, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he starts yelling like mad.
Mad, like screaming,
like
yelling.
screaming at him. And,
Like, get off my lawn, what are you doing here? That's what I was hearing from
Yeah.
him.
and so we're asking, which we normally do when they start doing
What's he
something,
saying?
what is he saying? And all the kids go, ha!
No, we're like, no.
What is he saying? Is he mad? No.
And then I went,
Yeah.
he's very angry.
He's angry.
And you just keep yelling.
He said sweeping is education.
Okay. Sweep on,
Yes,
son.
exactly. Like, I don't. Oh.
Cautiously walk past him, like, is this okay?
Yeah, we didn't know if he's yelling to get off my lawn, essentially. Or
We're like, can we go through here? And they're like, yeah. He's just telling us sweeping's education.
So that's the thing with India. You just never know what you're going to see or do or hear or smell.
So we made it back to school for the opening. This was an opening that it choked me up. It almost brought me to tears. So they always sang beforehand. And they were like, class, school, we have a new song. They were like, these kids are going to sing first. Then you guys sing. And the song just is an amazing song. And the kids don't understand anything they're singing.
But they're singing with everything they got, and it's really cool.
But the song they're singing is the message you want to tell them.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're dying to tell them, but they can't understand it. I mean, the language barrier.
But you never know.
You never know. They know those words.
Yep.
So it's a good song.
Yeah, so I mean that just kind of, it was like truly Valley Mountaintop all day. I mean, it was one of those things where I couldn't wait for the day to be over, but I couldn't leave it behind. If that makes sense. It's like I just want.
Yeah. Your quote, what Amanda said, is exactly how I felt yesterday, and a little bit sometimes today.
Which was what.
Yeah, well, we got into the taxi
This
today.
is on the way home, so.
Yeah, we're skipping to the end. But I was like, there's a big part of me that just wants to be home, but there's another part of me that doesn't want to leave yet.
Yeah. I want to be
'Cause
home, but I don't want to leave.
Right.
That's
And I think it's mostly, today's, I think why it hit me so much was just like, it wasn't even that we got more attention, or like I got more attention today. I was just like tired of being stopped and being like, talk to. No, that's not the right thing. But I was
You
just
were a
like,
celebrity again.
and it wasn't so much just like a selfie. Okay, thank you. It was like a selfie, and then I'm gonna follow you, and it was like a big group of guys.
We had a couple
and it was
situations
like,
where I pulled the guy off. I mean, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
stepped in between.
And it was the first time I had to be like, no, I'm done, stop.
Yeah.
And I think that was just like,
Yep.
okay.
But that just goes with
we're
that
home.
mountaintop thing. That's exactly it. I want to be home, but I'm not ready to leave.
Mhm.
So we went up to class.
We did.
Yeah.
And you did your little peace thing.
Peace thing.
Which, again, it was one of those times where it was like, peace is such an important subject,
Yeah.
theme.
Yes, we introduced the theme. Amanda introduced the
But
theme of
It's
peace.
so hard though, because they don't have it.
The whole time you're talking, it's beep 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 beep.
And I was like, so, you know,
Children. Ding 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 ding. Yeah.
so I was like, you know when, so you know, like, before like the streets get busy,
Yeah, it's
is
not
that
like-
peaceful? They're like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
all you get.
something you can say. You know when you're up at Lake Tahoe and there's like off season, you know, it's like
Nobody's
you know when you're
there.
walking through the Sierras, like
Yeah.
a desert. Hmm.
Yeah, so they were not very responsive to peace,
No.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, they understand. They understand joy and laughter and sorrow, but yeah, peace is a hard subject.
So we again asked them what their favorite pictures were, and they showed us.
Mhm.
Then we left them alone. Said we're going
Yep.
downstairs. But then we had a lot of fun. So our former student Uzma didn't have school today at her school, so she brought her brother to school today.
Yeah.
So she ended up hanging out most of the day.
And that was convenient too.
It was
for
very
us.
convenient because I had a thing I wanted to do, a picture I wanted to do for a long time, actually since we were here last time. And we never did it last time, and I wanted to be able to do it this time. And Uzma happened to be there, and she was dressed beautifully today. And Aman, who was one of our other former students who lives at the school, was there,
Had no school.
had no school, and he was dressed. He's gained a lot of bulk, not fat, but he's gotten strong,
Yeah.
grown up. He looked great, and he was willing to have his picture taken. So we went into the old, I would call it abandoned church.
Yeah.
There that's at the school.
Yeah, so the whole structure. I saw that like the cornerstone. I read it today.
Yeah.
I've read it before, but it was like 1853 or something. The
Mhm.
church was built.
So it's completely demolished inside, just trashed.
Yeah, they don't use the old sanctuary thing.
So I wanted to do a great portrait in there, and we brought our Interfit Badger Unleashed battery-powered monolights in there with our soft boxes and umbrellas.
Come on, I need Usma.
Okay, so Uzma here is one of our students from last year, and she is wearing a beautiful outfit today. She doesn't have school today because she isn't in her exams today, so we thought we would take advantage of this opportunity to take some amazing, amazing pictures. Just looks great. Exactly what I was hoping it would look like, I should say. Amazing light, perfect. Using this Interfit light allows me to just capture the detail here in the background using the natural light, the ambient, and just lighting her with the Interfit light. And I have it on really low. I've got it only on 2.9, shooting at 1/25th of a second at 2.8. So just non-high-speed sync, just doing it old school. It's working out great. We took some magical pictures, and what was really fun is Amanda, put the trigger on her camera and created some great shots. I mean, like, probably some of the best you've ever taken.
I haven't even gotten to them yet.
They were really good,
Taking
just
a lot
looking on
of
the back of
pictures,
your
yeah.
camera. So,
But
so there we going back up to the mountaintop. I mean, it's just really
Right.
fun spending an hour doing that.
And then we started getting a little worried because we were like, they're not feeding us today.
well,
Not
and,
that-
then, and then when we did,
Not that we're worried about feed me, but
Yeah, no,
just
we started
we were backing up now on timeline.
Yeah, we're
had
like,
to start teaching.
class is going to start in 20 minutes. And you were like, go see if they're making food. And I went back and was like, it looks like they're just starting. And
Which they were.
at like 1:05 when class was, so when they went ding, 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 she walks in and says, it's ready.
Yeah, so we told the kids, be 10 minutes.
Yeah. Which was weird because they were still in PE or
I
whatever
don't
they
know.
call that
Honestly,
class.
I don't know how it all works. I don't think they know how it works.
Once again, food's good there.
Oh, it's very good.
Rita's a great
They are just
cook.
generous, very humble hostess.
Oh, they brought us those things today.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Those
some
deep fried,
things.
those pancakey ones I like.
Yes.
I didn't like the football shaped ones
And this
today.
is filled with some kind of shredded
It was meat.
meat.
It was meat and spice.
Very spicy. I took one bite, and I'm just real cautious about that stuff. I don't know where it came from. And it was like, I'm done.
I ate half of mine.
And then some kind of thing that I had last time that I... So we did a metal pinning today.
Right.
And I always love metal pinning.
Yeah. Yeah, so you were saying it earlier is that when we in class would hold up the images and show them, it was almost like seeing them again for the first
It
time.
was.
And it was like,
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the kids genuinely are excited about each other's pictures.
That's what's so cool.
Yeah.
Hey, but don't you feel that way with your own photography? Like, when I look at my pictures back from a day of shooting,
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yep.
I mean, there may be one I go, oh, that's good, but I generally, as a whole, don't like them.
Yep. But it'll catch you off guard one day.
Then one day I see
Yeah.
one picture
Yep.
from that gallery, go, that is an amazing shot. Well,
Uh-huh.
same thing here. Like, we looked at 2,500 pictures that night. We didn't love, I should say, any of them until today when we saw them separate.
Yeah.
And
I think
love
it's like the fact that you like can hold them, like you could see them printed.
I
It was
loved every picture
like, that's
that,
so good.
that we printed for them.
Yeah, and it's fun to do the metal pinning and clapping.
And these kids are like so excited. They'll say, yes, Kuzma!
Yeah.
And they think they won, the gold medal in the
What's
Olympics.
funny is like the fact that all of the classrooms are in technically the same room. There's just like some like wall dividers, but they don't go all the way up. The walls
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
So you can hear across the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, we're loud.
And we are loud. And the funnest thing is like to look across the hallway at the classroom right next
Yeah.
door. That's just like.
Everybody wants to know what's going on
Trying to
there.
look in. It's
so
great.
funny.
Oh, I love it.
But
And then we had our photographer of the week
We did.
of that section, which was
Dip,
Dip one.
Amanda's getting me tired of talking
Dip,
about her
dip.
because
Yes.
she's my favorite student, I think.
Yeah. I like Kuzma and Dip.
But I just love saying her name. That's the whole thing. It's like, and she gives the biggest grin every
Yeah.
time we go dip, dip. She's like,
But she definitely deserved it.
She did.
she
She's
had a really good set.
like I said, Kuzbu's working hard, Dipty's working hard, Ranjit's working hard.
He
I mean,
is
they're all
working
working, but
hard.
there's a few of them, and what's her name?
yeah,
Sapna. She's still putting in some good stuff.
She is.
So
Sana. They all are. They're all doing great.
yeah. And Afri.
Mm-hmm.
Afri had some really strong images this time, which is always weird because when you see her, you're thinking like, "Oh, this girl's just busy talking with her friend," but yet
She pulls
she
it
pulls
out.
it out, just doing good
So
stuff.
then we said, hey, where should we go front? And these kids have always been asking us, let's go on the Howard Bridge. Let's
Howard
go on the Howard
Bridge."
Bridge for a photo walk. And so we said, where should we go today? Let's go on the Howard Bridge. Why? Because it's just a straight shot across. It's
Yeah.
easy for us to corral.
You know
and
what it
control.
says when you first enter the Howard Bridge? There's a big sign there that says, "Photography strictly prohibited."
But it's written.
Didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it the first time. But we had a lot of people yelling at us on the bridge about taking pictures.
So first of all, getting to the base of the bridge, or the beginning of the bridge, is
It's rough.
tough because it's just really busy. It's just junky, gross, sewer,
Walking
people, cows.
6
Try to
feet of
walk on a
cars.
sidewalk along the busiest interstate that you live near.
Ever been.
And then
You got
cut
a
out
3-foot
half-
sidewalk, and you're walking this way, and there's people behind you with 80 pounds on their head coming around
And-
you,
and-
and a guy carrying 2
and
buckets of
3
water.
foot, 3
and,
foot deep holes in the sidewalk.
Yeah,
And oil.
yeah. And you
And
can't
poop.
do anything but push through and weave and dodge.
And
And you've
bring
got
15
15
kids
kids that are going, "Oh, look at this." It's like texting and driving. It's like,
So we get to the bridge, finally. It was like chaos. There's people selling things, people carrying things, people riding things, people pushing things.
There was even a point where a guy rode up on a horse.
Guy rode up on
right
a
in the middle
horse.
of the bridge.
But he's riding down the traffic lane.
With the traffic. He's just one other car. And then he stopped because the kids wanted to stop and
So
take a
he-
picture.
you know, he's
it was a
got
younger kid.
Traffic jam. Oh, it's just nuts. But that's where you kind of hit your wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had this group of boys that got to you
They were
right away, and they wanted
boys.
selfies with her, with all of us.
Which
and then
is
it was
cool
just, we
in
were
the beginning.
like, okay, thank you, and then we walk on, but they started walking with us all the way across the entire bridge. Then it was like, okay, we're heading back. They walked all the way back.
And the problem was that there's two of our girls that got caught kind of with them, right? So you were pulling today, I was pushing the group, and you were in the middle. So these girls ended up, they were some of the slower walkers, right? But all of a sudden, there's 6 guys in that group, and they're surrounding these girls, right? They're walking them and U-shape forward.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm like, I said to you, I said, hey, I feel real uncomfortable about these guys right now. I'm going to cut them off, right? So I just went in and just pushed the girls forward with my hands and stepped back with those guys. And I looked at the one guy, and he's like, and they just slowed back. And
Yeah.
they finally took off. But it's like, it's the dad in me that's very protective, especially if girls. I have 2 girls, so I want to make sure these girls, nothing happens to them. That's real important to me. I just don't like that. Don't like it.
So that was another little valley.
So, yeah, it's
in a
just
peak,
like-
in the middle of a peak.
Well, and then the guy at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, and then the crackheady, it's not crack, it's the glue sniffing.
So that guy too. I mean, he came right up to Amanda, and he's
That one
like,
was just kind of scary, actually.
he had his teeth were all whacked, and he's like, puts his hand right into your hand,
Yeah.
and just look, and just locks on.
And I was
right?
like,
And you're trying to pull away. Well, finally, I saw what was going on. I just grabbed his hand and pulled his hand back out, and just again shot him a look, and
Yeah, then he came over to me and you're like, Mark, just get
so
walking.
just walk.
and the
get out of
kids are like shooing him away and talking to him in Hindi, and he was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah,
there. So.
Oof.
it was crazy.
So it was a hard photo walk. I think the kids probably got some good pictures, but
They did, and they
I know
enjoyed
I
it.
didn't get great pictures. In fact, I didn't take a picture on the bridge just because I was too busy trying to
Yeah, and they enjoyed
shoot.
it,
They did.
because it's life for them.
It is. That's the thing we forget. They live in this every day, and I'm the dad from Northern California who's like, oh please, I need to protect my daughter. Well, we were talking about that at dinner, how
Yeah.
soft kids are in
Yeah.
the U.S. compared to these. These kids get hit by a car virtually every day. I mean, you would think they would, but
Yeah.
it's like they're walking in between cars and cows and bicycles and all that stuff.
Yep.
But anyways,
So we went back and we said goodbye to everybody.
yeah, it was funny because when that photo walk was over, though, it was like the kid said, "Okay, bye."
Yeah.
No
and,
hangout, nothing.
And there was a lot of can we just do 9 o'clock tomorrow, please?
Yeah, they did not want to do a morning photo walk, which
Yeah.
is actually okay because I'm
It
running
was.
out of places to walk.
Yeah. And that's it. They're just tired. That's hard for them. Indians go to bed way later. Most of these kids are telling me they're going to bed at 11, 12.
Well, they're eating at 9.
Yeah, so it's just life here. Then we get in the cab, the Uber, and we get stuck for felt like 30 minutes, but it was probably
was
about
40.
a minute and a half
Oh, I'm not
at a light where we had the beggars,
Oh.
kids.
Oh.
And my window was down,
Mine was too.
yours was down. It was kind of like, whoa, there they are. And we were very conflicted.
It was hard.
Yeah. It's hard to just turn a kid away where you're kind of being scammed, that their money isn't, they're getting money from you that's going to kind of the main pimpy guy over there, but they're not faking it though.
No, I mean,
That's
these children, they've got scars and scabs and
sores
sores.
and little baby. She turned him around, the whole back of his head. Did you see that?
I didn't look
It
at
looked
it.
like somebody whacked him on, it was a total huge scab and it was come to a point.
I mean,
And then his
didn't
ear
wanna
was
look
all
at him.
crusty.
it's one of those
and-
moments that, it brings me to tears when I think about it because they're God's children,
Yeah.
right? But
And they're these beautiful little faces.
I
They're
just-
filthy and dirty, but they're
I
just
know that if I give them something, it's not going to them.
no.
Yeah.
But it's like these kids, they're not going to live another 10 years. And
No.
I don't know what to do. It's again, the problems are so big here. I don't know how I can help other than, like I always say, like help the person that's directly in front of you. But in those cases, I don't know what to do. I wanted to roll up my window on them, but I didn't want to roll up my window.
I know,
on them.
exactly.
And I know the Uber driver wanted me to roll up my window on them because the one kid starts playing with the lock on the door.
And then he yelled at him,
like,
hey, leave that alone.
come on in for a ride. But yeah, it was.
Yep, so it was like, boom, another valley. And it was a long ride home in a tiny little car. They're always tiny, but this was
This
really
was-
This
tiny.
one's very small, yeah.
This was a Suzuki something miniature.
Yeah, and I don't mind having my backpack on my lap, but when you've got the light stand in your face going, first world problems, but, and it took probably twice as long as it normally takes.
Oh, sorry. It was a long ride home. There's just a lot of traffic.
But I would much rather be in an Uber than a bus.
Today was definitely one of those days.
I don't know if I could handle a
No,
bus.
I couldn't have handled going back to the bus station.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot.
That
There's
takes
lots
a
to
lot of
process today, what we saw. And it wasn't really anything different or new. It just was
It
a
just
lot.
was a lot. The volume of processing power was not.
Yeah. Then we got back and we all kind of decompressed and downloaded photos and we got some good pictures. And then we had Barbecue Nation. We talked about it before, but it's got to be one of my favorite restaurants next to Barbecue here in Kolkata.
Neither of which are barbecue.
That's
Yes.
which is kind of
There's no barbecue.
well, I think it's because Barbecue Nation is the hibachi,
Yeah.
thingy. But
But so all I was dreaming about was because you were like, oh, it's a little cheaper on Mondays, and it was like, okay, that's the great day to go again. I just wanted those shrimp, and the shrimp guy never came around till like the very end, and then he gave us.
I
like,
love that.
two
so,
shrimp.
Yes, so he did us right in the beginning. I mean, he brought
He
quite
did,
a few.
yeah.
Did these I don't know what they are. The prawns.
Huge
that are
prawns,
dipped
they're
in some
big.
kind of good sauce. But so we're like, do you want anything else? So, yeah, I said I want the potatoes. The other thing was these potatoes that they bring around.
Yeah.
Well, they never brought us the potatoes. So finally, he brings the potatoes over,
And we're full.
and then he brings like, can we just have some more prawns? So he brings it over, and he's like, one.
And it was good.
Which is okay because I'm certainly not hungry.
And it wasn't, like they weren't anything. But the dessert girl at Barbecue Nation needs to be paid whatever she's getting paid, like triple.
I would hire her
Because that's just
that.
always fun.
in my business.
It was so great. So last time she told me this is the most popular, and I did the saffron.
So it's the little, they look like a popsicle,
Popsicle-y
but
thing.
they're different flavors.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, these are the two most popular: custard and beetle leaf." And she's like, "I've had beetle leaf; it's not good." So she's like, "But it's the most popular." So today I'm thinking, okay, she didn't steer me wrong on the saffron; that was good. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to try it. And she's like, "Okay, here you need the honey with rose petals. Just put that on there. Oh, and you need." She starts whatever this look like mixed nuts and
Spearmint.
weird things. She's like, "Oh, and this is the
freshener.
spearmint, and this is for the refresher." And so she's like, "Sir, I'd like you to taste it in front of me, and I want your feedback." And I went, so she's like, "You don't have to like it."
She says, I hate them.
I don't like it. After she said it, I'm like, "Okay, good." It tastes like soap, is what it tastes like. So,
Well, you remember that from eating pan. Pond.
yeah, it just tastes like soap. So I had the chocolate and the donut holes in the sauce.
And then here we are,
Here we are.
charging batteries and taking names.
But it's a good day. I want to be home, but I'm not ready to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But we really don't have much time left.
Yeah.
No, when you think of that, it's really
We have like 3 days for the
3
kids
days
left.
with kids.
Yep. And in a week from now, like we're going to be having, in exactly a week, our bags are going to
Right
be
now,
sitting
so
here
we'll
at
be
this time of
picking us up
night. We're
right
going,
now.
is that guy coming to get us?
Which I hope that guy does come.
Yeah. So,
There's a few unknowns at the bottom half of our trip yet. But
and we had to say goodbye to George
it
today.
was a
So
sad day.
Yeah.
Miss George.
tomorrow, it's going to be a good day.
Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. I think every day has been a great day.
It has.
Some days are just.
It's just
more
today
nice
was
than
rough.
others.
Greater than others.
Yeah. It's just a rough day.
That's India.
It is. It's great country though.
Good weather today.
Oh, the breeze on the bridge was so nice.
Fan-stinking-tastic.
But why are we warm tonight?
I don't know,
All the salt that was in our
I think
food.
that's it's the processing that's going on.
Yeah. So, okay.
Till then.
Till tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
We all did the head nod too.
It's gonna take
Second
you
nature.